We saw the outside of the Peterborough Memorial Center. We've seen the two teams, the Mimico Mountaineers and the Peterborough Junior A Lakers. It is our game of the week here on the JVI Sports Network. And there is a look at your starter, number 30, Devlin Shanahan, a 2-0 record with a .594 goals against average. So far this season, played fantastic. Supposed to be in relief of Riley Hutchcraft, but good enough to get the call here tonight anyways. Here's Drew Hutchison with 4 games played, a record of 1-2, 27 goals against in those 4 games, a .738 goals against average. He'll be backed up by Brett Lafont as Peterborough looks to move their way up the standings. Mimico, part of that logjam that is in playoff contention here. Only about 5 points separating number 1 through number 8 if the season were to end today. But that is not the case. This is your game of the week for the first week of June. Hope you had a great weekend, everybody. Looking to get you started on the right foot here this evening with Junior A lacrosse action on the JVI Sports Network. Big scrum on the face-off down the far side as it's going to be picked out by Mimico, and they'll work left to right here in the opening period. The navy blue with the baby blue shoulder caps for the visiting team, with the bench on our side, Peterborough on the far side of the floor, as is the configuration here at the Peterborough Memorial Center. Big tie-up in front of the penalty box here as the ball's moved over to the far side. Mimico got a fresh shot clock there as Hutchison goes down and takes that one high, and he'll hang on for the face-off. And a late penalty after the fact here coming to Peterborough. Not sure who's getting it, but illegal equipment as the chin strap is off on the helmet of Carter Badwar, I guess. So Brett Colombe sending him off for 2. Brett Colombe and Andrew Ecclestone, the 2 officials for tonight's game. Glad to have you all live on YouTube tonight from the Ontario Lacrosse Association's Junior A Loop, as this one's going to bounce towards the penalty box and skip off the glass. Justin Scott back to play for it. 5 seconds on the clock. They do get another one in on Hutchison, and our player to watch tonight, Tanner Thompson, the captain for this Mimico team, getting that shot. Mimico 5th in the OJALL with 20%. 5 playoff or power play goals, pardon me, and this Lakers power play or penalty kill rather going to work right now, sitting 6th in the Junior A circuit with 1 shorthanded goal to their credit as well. Shot clock off here as they try and work it through to our player to watch for Peterborough, Jake Fox. That one eludes him, skips towards the half boards, and Tanner Thompson will take over for Mimico. Thompson to the near side, Justin Scott with it again. Thompson takes the shooter position as they put Jonathan Donville up top.
2 minutes for illegal equipment.
Donville and Scott down into the corner now. Up top, Thompson. His shot bounces off a body in front for Peterborough, and Parker Sands is going to go down the far side, gets a step there on Thompson and shoots it just wide. And somebody's got a too many men penalty coming here. I think it's going to be Mimico. And Steve Toll getting an early start. Not sure if that's the officials or the front door. But hopping over the boards, I believe this is Colin Grimes, wearing number 77, the AP, who will serve the bench minor. So 23 seconds left in the initial penalty to Peterborough. 2.5 gone here in the opening period, as the Lakers will work around. Kyle Killen gets to the net. That one just rolls wide as it's picked up by the Mountaineers, and Jackson Subak, a member of the Team Canada field lacrosse team that played out in the World Championships in BC last year. In front of the penalty box door, a big whack there as Badwar walked out. Goes down into the corner. Adrian Torek-Orban back with it. Tanner Thompson cutting through, shoots and scores. Torek-Orban started this season with the West Durham Ironheads in Junior B, but picked up on a transfer to the Mimico Mountaineers. And you can see the cutter, Tanner Thompson, coming through as that shot. Perfect for Tanner Thompson, by far and away the top goal scorer for this Mimico club. And he gets that one shorthanded. As Peterborough making changes on the far side, they have possession now with 1 minute left in their power play. 3.5 gone in the period. Here is Fox. He'll take shooter spot on the near side. Up top is Kyle Killen. Killen with it off the post and may have gone off the back of Shanahan. He gets a couple taps in the shin guards as well, but we are tied up. And I believe it was Killen on the power play. Killen just up top. That's a top rip. We heard it flick off the post and probably went off the back of Shanahan. Oh, what a goal here from Fox. My goodness. Sorry, that's Carter Padwar. Oh my goodness, this one's a pretty one, and you can see the excitement over there on the Laker bench. Right off the face-off, clean win. Badwar's going to go straight to the net, gets the flip. Watch this finish, folks. Oh. Crossbar down as Shanahan had the upper left side of the net to work with. Lakers working outside. Around to pick here for Tate Katoni. Another shot comes in. Oh, that's in the feet now of Shanahan, who does the pirouette. And it remained loose in the corner. Near side here for Ben French. Played over for Justin Scott. You get the sense that Mimico may want to hang on to this in the offensive zone a little bit here. But Peterborough was about to break out with it and then committing the minor interference. So Lakers getting another opportunity. 2-1 early here for the Lakers as we close in on 5 minutes gone in the first period. That one off the shin guard of Devlin Shanahan, as Fox directs traffic on the near side. Fox looking for help. They're going to keep him at bay. Fox wheeling over the top, cuts back, a little bit of a twist as he tried to get around Josh Taguri. Rebound to roll into the corner though, and Peterborough picks it up for a fresh 30. Killen. Into the corner, back for Katoni far side. Fake the rip, he collides with Taguri as the slide comes over all the way up top. Picked off by James Guest and then slashed out of his stick as Mimico's bench continues to give it to Andrew Ecclestone as Fox coming through, and he's going to touch down in the crease as Shanahan had that one roll just wide. No Matthew Gaudette for this team tonight for Mimico, as he would have been a big addition, as would have Daniel Ballawader and Sam Rowe, as those two not in action tonight for Mimico, two of the better defenders on this Mimico team. I believe Ballawader, at least last year anyways, this is our first look on the JVI Sports Network at both of these clubs, as Peterborough will take a shot from up top. I believe that was Garrett Eddy, whose rebound rolls into the corner. But Ballawader last year was taking a number of face-offs for this Mimico team as well, so a big loss for him. Off the bench they come towards the crease. Justin Scott pushed out of the way. Trailing the play, continuing to work around is Peyton Cormier. The Mississauga Tomahawks call up tonight. Ate a big shot. Looked like in the face as he did make that spin. That'll be one of the differences. A lot of those incidental things where you turn will get noticed, although Peyton Cormier does have 8 points through 4 games in Junior A this season. A lot more down in Junior B. Tanner Thompson first into the corner. Following him, Boyd DeClement. This one's going to roll away from Thompson. And Hutchinson with the big stick looking out for it. Thompson tries to get it up for Robert Hudson. And those two can't quite connect, so it'll go back Peterborough's way now. Not dressed for Peterborough. Tyler Galton, Jordan Sturos, Ethan Waller, as both teams have a full bench here tonight. Hauled down and still getting the shot, though, Curtis Conley, the AP. And that one did find its way through to Shanahan, who hangs on for the faceoff. Up over center is Hudson. He's going to take his, I believe, fourth consecutive possession on either side of the floor. And now this entire line heading to the bench after the moving pick there from Scott. Peterborough takes the opportunity to change as well. 2 minutes away from the halfway mark of the first period. Shanahan going down to meet that shot from the outside. I believe that was Jake Fox, our player to watch. And it's played back here by Ben French. All the way up top, Tanner Thompson. On him, Boyd DeClement. Thompson got one step. Now he gets another, and just at the last second, I believe DeClement got a piece of the stick. As that one sails way high up into the safety screen here at Peterborough Memorial Center. Side to side here, east-west game for Peterborough at the moment as Katoni works down the far side. Back up top, they go to Trevor Kennedy. His shot is wide off the backboards, where it's picked up by Mimico. In stride, a little low for Justin Scott, but he did hang on. Peyton Cormier now to the far side for Tanner Thompson. And they can't connect. So he's sent back down the floor for the Lakers. And Steve Toll giving it to his bench. As that was a younger line. Peyton Cormier and, Colin Grimes, who made it through. Hudson falls as he went the wrong way around the screen, it looked like, and that's going to open it up for the Lakers, who run down the far side. Nick Finley with it now. He's going to back away as it comes up top for Garrett Eddy. Eddy's shot wide of the net, a short skip off the backboards before going up and actually hitting the press box here. As Guest will have it. Ben French over to pick it up now. Working the corner with Torek Orban. Now into the corner, a dive and a goal. Another pretty one here on the dive play. I believe that's Jonathan Donville getting his first of the evening. And with that, Hutchison is going to go for a drink, but let's watch this one again. The dive goal. Second beautiful goal we've had so far tonight. Carter Bador over the shoulder behind the back play earlier. And now again, we believe that's Jonathan Donville on the goal. We'll wait for official confirmation. To the face-off now for Mimico, Alex Simons. This one's going to roll outside. Big collision. The whole entire pile goes down. Over top of the ball was Zach Young, but it's going to be Mimico that picks it up. We are into the second half of the first period. Junior A Lacrosse League action on the JVI Sports Network. Into the corner for Mimico. Tried to flip it back as there was shooting room. Ben French will now put it down low for Justin Scott. Scott wheels around, takes the shot. Looked like if that was on target, it may have beat the 5-hole. But Ben French taken into the half boards as Mimico is making an early change. And Peterborough will now do the same on the far side as they get another possession. Far half-boards pick. Now the roll and the step in the crease beforehand as there was a bit of a shove just before the release. That'll be the crease violation as Adrian Torek-Orban will get it back outside the fan. Torek-Orban shoots it into the Lakers logo on the chest of Hutchison. Couple after the fact hacks on the last two possessions. Nothing over the line in the eyes of the officials, though, as Eddie takes another shot. A left arm save made by Shanahan. As now Mimico picks it up out of the corner. Here's French. Back for Cormier, far side. As Donville comes off the wall. Played up top. Hutchison makes the save. And Mimico getting another too many men penalty. Looks like here as the arm is high from the lead official, Brett Colomb. So this would be the second substitution minor for Mimico in this game. We already saw an equipment violation against the Lakers, so the second power play now for the home side. Jonathan Donville going out to the carpet. I think he must have dropped something on that last possession, but now he's going to come off and looked like Donville was going to serve that penalty, but it would be Colin Grimes going back as he served the initial one. We did get a look at Steve Toll there. And it appears to be some kind of equipment issue for Donville. Shot from up top from Killen. He scored on the first power play for the Lakers. Down in the corner for Fox. Nice save by Shanahan. Getting the left shoulder on it as Fox came across the top of the crease. Here's Catoni. And Killen. Lakers power play 7th in the Junior A circuit with 6 power play goals. 5 shorthanded against, though. You can make it 7 now as that one trickles through the legs of Shanahan. Here's Zach Young. Looks like it may have been Tate Catoni actually over on the bench. We'll wait for official confirmation, but it does make it 3-2 in favor of the Peterborough Lakers. Face-off up for grabs here. And it'll be awarded to Mimico off the interference call. Justin Scott down the far side. And it will, in fact, be Tate Catoni on the power play goal. Killen and Trevor Kennedy on the assist. On the crease, though, for Mimico, reaching through. Justin Scott sounded like it ticked off the post before Scott landed in the crease as Catoni will take it to the outside. Quickly down in the Mimico zone. Fox off the bench into the corner. Getting a step there and then stepping in the crease was Kyle Killen. A perfect 2 for 2 on power plays so far this evening. Both of them off Mimico substitution penalties. Coming up top here for Donville. 1 clock has sounded. There's 13 on the other. As there was a bit of confusion there. Mimico went hustling off, looked like to the bench. Here comes Justin Scott over the top, takes a shot. And Hutchison will make the save. And now Baumit looked to go down the floor. That one's going to be off the scoreboard, though. For such a high-roofed building, that is a low scoreboard, but sometimes hard to see under the press box or the low ceiling, it looks like, as Mimico continues to work around. I wonder if it's a bit lower now, as we usually have a hard time seeing it. Hutchison making the save, but it bounces into the far side. And the most recent goal for either side now with a bit of an odor to it. This is one that Hutchison just couldn't get enough of. Mimico playing east-west as they do get it back to the crease, and it looks like Torek Orban just sneaking through there. That's his 4th goal now in his 6th game to give him 12 points. He continues on that 2 points per game pace. The Robert Morris standout. He goes to the far side for Robert Hudson. Tanner Thompson. Down the far side. Donville picking up another point as he gets the assist on that goal. We close in on the final 5 minutes of period number 1. 3 goals aside. As Jackson Subak will keep his man at bay. All the way down low on the floor. Garrett Eddy back with it. Up top for Catoni. Takes the shot. Had thoughts of cutting into the net. Here's Fox. He goes over the shoulder. Oh, for the second time tonight, Peterborough Lakers putting on a show. This time the captain, our player to watch. Jake Fox over the shoulder. And he's just postured up in front. Josh Taguri keeping him at bay. Big collision off that face-off. It's going to roll down all the way to Hutchinson, though, as the Lakers now restore the 1-goal lead. It's been back and forth all night as Peterborough got the first one. And Mimico's always had an answer. We'll see if they do again here before the end of the period. Second assist on the night for Kennedy. Second point for Tate Catoni as they pick up the assists. Tanner Thompson around the corner takes the shot and mesh rippled, but it was the foot of Hutchison knocking the net off as we close in on the final 4 minutes of the first period. From the boards, Kyle Killen up top all the way outside to Fox now. Sidearm shot goes high off the crossbar, it looked like. And up off the mesh, it'll stay in play. That one was close. Again, in behind Devlin Shanahan. Fox around the corner. Getting it down to Kyle Killen. On the crease is Jake Fox, and it doesn't quite get there. It'll be picked off by Mimico. And now Tuguri. Down the floor, will return it back up for Justin Scott. Scott to Donville. He works around the corner, taking a pick. Donville still trying to dance around, looking for space. Double team on scene. Peyton Cormier. Sidearm shot, and that rifles off the backboards. Cormier back with it. Cormier, Ben French to the crease, and Mimico scoring again. They do, in fact, answer the first goal. The go-ahead goal, rather. Still trying to catch a number there, but let's check the Jake Fox shot off the crossbar. Shanahan, no idea where it was as it went out of play, and this is how close it was. A 2-goal swing, if you will. That may have been Colin Grimes on the goal. We'll wait for official confirmation.
Mimico goal scored by number 3, Jonathan Donville. Assist to number 22, Ben French. And to number 8, Anthony Carey. Time to goal, 16:42.
Donville from French and Cormier is the official call. And that's 3 points on the night for Donville now, his second goal. As there's Thompson. They still haven't fixed the jersey that's tied up in the kidney pads. But Donville all the way up top. They've been yelling, pull it out the entire time as they want to use this entire 30-second clock. Here's Thompson. They have Torek Orban in the middle. Pass just behind him, so Scott will have to reach for it. Scott out of the corner, and Hutchison was just caught standing there. Wasn't ready for that shot as Justin Scott went right to the net. That was a bit weird there of a look from Drew Hutchison. This is off the errant shot. A nice move to get around, and Hutchison is with the shooter, but when it happened live, it looked like he was just almost watching the play as Justin Scott gives Mimico their first lead of the game. Going down off the faceoff was Joey Zabo, Mimico's top draft pick in this summer's draft. As French will take it from the corner. Looked like he was looking at Cormier the entire way, and the passing lane closed up. 2-minute warning of the first period. 5-4 for the Mountaineers as they take it behind the net. French from his wrong side takes the shot anyways. Hutchison on the save, and Jordan Trottier corrals the rebound, and the Lakers will work out down the far side. Peterborough posturing up here. Couple big hacks from Thomas McConvey as McConvey chases the loose ball into the corner. Tate Katoni up with it. Shanahan reaching behind, and still some awkward saves being made in that crease as we're about to end the first period. He still has yet to settle in my mind anyways. Big hit coming down the near boards as it's picked up by Peterborough. And Mitch Ogilvie comes down the near side, will now pass off to the far side as Peterborough gets fresh legs off their bench. Back for Garrett Eddy. Eddy up top to the far side, a pick there on Jackson Subak. We're in the final minute as Trevor Kennedy has it. Back for Eddy, now Fox. Jake Fox over the top, takes a couple whacks. This one high and over the shoulder of Shanahan. And Brett Colombe signaled reset. It looked well wide. And then Brett Colombe signaled reset as it went off the shoulder. The trail official, Andrew Ecclestone, whistled it and pointed down the floor. Mimico ball. Now they'll get together and signal Peterborough's ball with 44.7 on the clock. Down the near side, Kyle Killen for Katoni. Played back into the corner here. Peterborough up top. Shanahan ducking out of the way there as Kyle Killen gets it. And the Laker player goes down, and we'll get a cross-checking minor here. Warren Jeffrey in disbelief. It won't actually be Warren Jeffrey. It looked like the way he was standing just looked guilty, but Jackson Subak going off for the cross-check. So the perfect Peterborough power play going back to work here in the final 22 seconds of the period. Kyle Killen got the first one. He's going to take top spot here as Katoni's with it. And now Killen again over his shoulder for Fox. Keeping it high, playing catch, 6 on the clock. Now 5 seconds left to work. They thread the needle looking for Eddy, and Shanahan's going to pick it out of midair. And that 1 minute and 30-second power play will carry over into the second period. 5-4 after the first period. Tate Katoni, Jake Fox, Kyle Killen, and Carter Badwar are the goal scorers for Peterborough. As Jonathan Donville has a pair, Justin Scott, Tanner Thompson shorthanded, and Adrian Torek-Orban have the goals for the Mimico Mountaineers. Teams will head off the floor here. We are live on YouTube here in the first intermission. Earlier this season, I was pleased to be joined by Junior A Commissioner Dean McLeod. We have that interview for you. We are at the first intermission in the Peterborough Memorial Center. This is Junior A Lacrosse action on the JVI Sports Network. Hello everyone, Matthew Carrick here in the press box of the Brampton Memorial Arena in Brampton, Ontario, joined by a very special guest, the Commissioner of Junior A Lacrosse for the Ontario Lacrosse Association, Dean McLeod. Dean, a great night ahead of us here behind us. The carpet's down here at Memorial Arena as the Brampton Excelsiors are going to face the Six Nations Arrows. Let's talk about the change on the floor first. I think it looks beautiful.
Well, first of all, Matt, thanks for having me. And regarding the carpet, yes, it does look great. It was over at the Powerade Center in storage for 3 years. It was basically wasting over there. I got the idea, talking to a couple of the councillors, to bring it over here. I met with some city fathers high up in the city, 3 gentlemen, and we went from there. Basically, I got to give a shout out to the city of Brampton, both councillors, the mayor, the staff that I met with. They brought it over. They saw the value of having it here, how it enhances the games, and the most important thing in my view is when we host the Mimico Cup here in September, there's going to be August, I'm sorry. There's going to be absolutely no chance of having any wet floors now. And this arena is notorious for get a rainstorm, get the humidity. You wouldn't be playing lacrosse in here. But the most important part to me is the youngsters, like 5, 6, 7, right from 4 or 5 years old right up to 40 years old seniors are going to be able to play on here where they didn't have that opportunity over at the Powerade Center.
Well, I was going to say, we've already seen a few Junior B games behind us. The majors are going to be in here as well. Such an iconic building, I think, when you talk Brampton lacrosse as well. There was really no question this is where the Mimico Cup was going to be should Brampton host it.
Well, that's true. It's a matter of cost. The cost of this building compared to the Powerade Center, and it's like night and day. I'm not going to name figures, but it's enormous. And the city of Brampton very graciously stepped up and gave us a generous contribution of $65,000 to go towards the hosting of the Mimico Cup. And myself personally, I'm just very, very thrilled being the commissioner of the league and being a fellow that was born about 10 doors south of here. I watched them build this building as a 4 or 5 year old in 1950. I played all my hockey, minor hockey, junior hockey, lacrosse in here, and it is one of the most iconic, along with New Westminster, Salmon Belly's Queen's Park Arena, historic arenas in Canada. And to bring the Mimico Cup back here to be played in 2017, to me is an enormous.
Yeah, I grew up in Brampton as well. I know what this building means to this community, lacrosse community. It's great to be in here. The carpet looks fantastic. We got to work on air conditioning, though. I know you got some friends now in City Council, but our thanks to the city of Brampton. 2 great teams here tonight in Brampton and Six Nations. They've been near the top. We know what Orangeville's done. I've seen Burlington a couple times this year. They look fantastic. Mimico made a great run last year. Just seems top to bottom, this league is just getting better and better.
There's a lot of parity now, and these 2 teams right here with the Mimico Cup, Brampton isn't an automatic entry. The 2 teams that play in our Ontario finals will be the Mimico Cup participants from Ontario, and there's 5 or 6 teams that you've just named. Every one of them's got a chance.
And probably more than that. They were just the top of my head, but we still haven't even seen what everybody has, right?
Yes, well, certainly to have the inaugural game. I know the Junior B's played in here last night, but to have the inaugural Junior A game in here with the Six Nations Arrows and 2 of the top teams, basically 2 of the top 4 teams, it's going to be a great game. And I think the fans of Ontario watching Junior A lacrosse, we had a great season last year, and I believe this year there should be more parity. You named 2 teams, Mimico and St. Catharines. They're young, they're on the way up. I haven't seen Mimico play. I haven't seen St. Catharines. Toronto Beaches, I saw them. They lost by 1 goal to Six Nations. Right. Now, and I'm fully aware that there's kids missing at this time of year. I'm sure that these 2 teams tonight have 4 or 5 kids still in school, but by the time the 1st of June comes back, the teams will all be at full strength. And any Friday night you come in here, or go into the Nations, or up into Orangeville, Whitby, I was down seeing them. They were down 6-1 at St. Catharines. They came back and won at 9-8. So just a great game, and we're in for a good season of Junior A lacrosse.
Yeah, and there is great lacrosse all across the province. We just happen to be here tonight. Junior B, Junior C as well. Get out there and support your local club. But another way you can do that this year, the JVI Sports Network partnering with the OLA. We're still kind of working out some of the details roughly, but hoping for, I guess, a game of the week so you, the fans at home, can be part of this as well.
Yes, well, Matt, Gary's down at the beach tonight. Whitby's in there. The Whitby general manager and the Beaches general managers are sitting down with Gary. We have a schedule. There's probably going to be about 14 or 15 league games on. That will equate to probably 2 games a week. It's going to be free. There's only going to be one that's going to be delayed. That's in Six Nations. Getting into the playoffs, there'll be a couple games a week in the quarterfinals, semifinals. We get into the finals. They'll all be, they're going to be pay-per-view then. All of the Ontario finals and, of course, all of the Middle Cup will be pay-per-view that give the exposure to the Albertans and the British Columbians. And a lot of people in the Northeast United States, too, do pick up the games. So we're thrilled to be able to finally get some of our games webcast, and why we're putting it on free is just to build up a fan base, and when the important games come along in the playoffs, then it's going to be pay-per-view. All
right. I guess that's it for Dean McLeod. We got a game to watch here behind us. It is Six Nations. It is Brampton Excelsiors. Dean, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations for everything you've done here in Brampton for this building, and for bringing the Minto Cup back to Brampton as well.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Matt. It's my pleasure anytime.
Well, that was out at the Brampton Memorial Arena. We're at now the Peterborough Memorial Center. Further on into the Junior A schedule, you can check our YouTube channel for that game and our season-long coverage of the Ontario Junior A Lacrosse League action. Mimico Mountaineers player to watch this evening is number 17, Tanner Thompson. As we said off the top already, with a shorthanded goal in this game, that'll make that 15 and 26 points in this, his 6th game of the season. For the Peterborough Lakers, it is also their captain, number 15, Jake Fox. You can add 2 more points in that first period to those totals on your screen. 1 goal, 1 assist for 12, 13, and 25 in this, his 7th game of the season. 2 offensive powerhouses meeting head-to-head, those 2 players, as we look at Mimico coming back onto the floor about 40 seconds away from the start of period number 2. Here's a look at the standings coming into this evening. These are 1 through 6, as Mimico is on that list. Just after that is the Peterborough Lakers, and you can see what a big mess that is. 4 points separating 1 through 6. 1 through 7, pardon me, as the screen now changes. Brampton sitting 2 points behind that. And Barrie just out of the playoff contention. Just 1 win on the season for Peterborough in this, their 8th game. But a win here tonight will put them in a tie with Barrie, who dropped a decision last night in Six Nations, as they would jump to that 4 points, 1 game behind playoff contention. Of course, still a long way to go in this Junior A season, and we will take you all the way there here on the JVI Sports Network. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/JVI Sports Network. Folks, if you'd like to sponsor one of these broadcasts, please get in touch with us at the JVI Sports Network. This is a partnership of the JVI Sports Network and the Ontario Junior A Lacrosse Association. The Ontario Lacrosse Association, the Ontario Junior A Lacrosse League. Pardon me. Second period underway. Peterborough working left to right here for this middle frame. I am Matthew Carrick in for the JVI Sports Network and our crew. And yes, folks, we are live on YouTube here this evening as Peterborough dumps it in behind the net. You can get in touch with me anytime as well at Lacrosse Boss. It's at JVI Video on Twitter for the company, where we'll be releasing our schedule, and the day of the event links will also be posted when we're live. and when any of our on-demand broadcasts are loaded up on YouTube as well. Off the backboards, hard one. This one bouncing around in the crease, batted through the crease by Matthew Sykes, who has actually appeared in a couple games so far this season for the Oakville Rock, who are in action this evening out at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. Last Monday, there was no less than 7 players with Mimico ties. As, of course, last year, 8 of these Junior A Lakers dressed for the MSL's Peterborough Lakers that play here in the exact same building. Sidearm shot goes high. That one hit Devlin Shanahan, either the throat guard or the mask. Brent Colombe over to check on him as Hudson gets dropped. Face plant into the carpet, and it'll be a tripping call as Katoni touches it just as Jackson Subak leaves the penalty box for his cross-checking minor in that first period. Shanahan's going to come over and get that mask looked at. If you head to the YouTube channel right now as we watch Hudson take that whack and just the feet tangled up there between the two players. So another opportunity now for Mimico. Peterborough's power play will drop to 2 and 3 here tonight. This is just the second one of the game for Mimico. Oh, a couple big fakes there from Tanner Thompson before he looks into the legs of Hutchison. Down to make the save, though. Our crew was in Coburg last night for Major Series action between the Coburg Kodiaks and the Brooklyn Redmen in Major Series lacrosse. You can catch that on-demand view right now on the YouTube channel. And we're getting word that the Brampton Excelsiors are currently leading the Oakville Rock 3-2 out at the Toronto Rock Athletic Center. Game leading goal right now scored by Phil Caputo for Brampton. You can catch league stats from across the OLA on pointstreak.com, as this will be a penalty for cross-checking. You can see on screen there 49 seconds left in the power play. Andrew Ecclestone saying the cross-check was on the hip. And again, we missed the number as he goes to the penalty box. Looks like Thomas McConvey, though, as we catch the number 12 on the back of the helmet. Lakers up top for Carter O'Connell, and a collision right on the front of the crease. O'Connell lands inside the white paint, as we are 4-on-4 here for the next 39 seconds. Thompson with it. Room to work for Thompson. Fakes the pass up top, back to the crease. Fakes high, goes low, and put another one on the board now for Mimico. Two there for Tanner Thompson, one short-handed and one 4-on-4 now. He's thrown a couple big fakes in this middle period. Tanner Thompson, one of those players that can absolutely take over a game. Him and Jake Fox are players to watch in this game. Another segment that is, we're currently looking for sponsors. Again, if you want to get in touch, visit the JVI Sports Network, JVISportsNetwork.com. No "the" at the beginning of that website. This one pulled into the corner. Tanner Thompson, he'll peel out. 10 on the clock as he goes up top. Peyton Cormier over to the far side, and it looked like the bench wanted him to hold on to that as the penalty is about to expire, and Killen will make his way back onto the floor. Steve Toll again. You never know who he's upset with, but it looks like it's the bench this time, as everybody's off to the right, and he's definitely very animated to the guys on his left. Oh, pick in the corner. Look at Tate Katoni right there. That's a hard shot. And that'll be his second power play goal. So now 3 for 4 on the power play. This Peterborough team And Catoni's going to drop back off coverage, and he knew exactly what he was going to do with that. Before he even got the ball, shoots it, rips it top corner over the shoulder of Shanahan. That makes it 6-5. As now it's Peterborough looking for the answers, as Mimico put together a little mini run that stretched that intermission. Colin Grimes backs his way into the corner. The trailer is Jonathan Donville looking for his hat trick. He'll pass off to Ben French, though. Shot in on Hutchison. He goes down to make the save. And Hutchison looks to the front door nicely, but Mimico already waiting the offense's arrival. Jake Fox, the spinner, gets him around the first man. As the rebound rolls off the boards in the corner, Joey Zabo with it. He'll push up for Keaton Thompson. As it's back up top, and as it so often does, the ball finds its way to Tanner Thompson. Here's Peyton Cormier for Alex Simons. And Thompson, and the shot off balance, but still making it count. Adrian Torek-Orban for his second of the game. And it looks like Hutchison will go for a drink here. 7-5 as Mimico responds to that Peterborough goal. Big pick coming down by Alex Simons, and Tanner Thompson with another point to add to his 25 through 5 games coming into tonight. Already with 3. Just over 5 minutes gone here in the second period. As Colin Grimes puts it into the corner. Here's Donville, still looking for the hat trick. Alex Simons does get the assist on that. Now French reaching into the crease for the violation as the Mountaineers take the floor again. Subak on Catoni, a big collision in front of the net. Heard that one resound through the building. This one will be played down the far side. Taguri on his man, chasing, I believe that's Killen in behind the net. 5 on the shot clock as Killen still has it, looking for help, and it's going to be Garrett Eddy opening. Shanahan making the save as the rebound will roll out to the defender, who quickly goes up for Tanner Thompson. Thompson up top, Cormier now far side. Torek-Orban postures up there. Played off the boards here by Torek-Orban. Oh, hard shot off the crossbar, it sounded like, or the post as it came back to the near side. Fresh 30 for Mimico. Alex Simons, nice shot, just skips past Hutchison. Now Cormier off the corner. Peyton Cormier with it. Colin Grimes up top, now Tanner Thompson. Change coming here for Mimico as they get one off the floor, trying to beat the fast break from that far bench for Peterborough. Again, bit of an awkward bench formation here at Peterborough Memorial Center. Not too many rinks in the Junior A circuit that have benches on the opposite side. And a handball looked like, unless Mimico had too many on the floor on offense, so Peterborough will get the ball as it's played 7-5. And if you missed it earlier, Riley Hutchcraft did back up to Devlin Shanahan tonight. It is his 20th birthday. So from the JVI Sports Network, a happy birthday to Riley Hutchcraft. Hard shot off the backboards. Bounces right to Garrett Eddy, and then he's taken down in the crease. First one out the door is Thompson. He gives for Grimes. Now French and Donville. Closing in on 12 minutes left here in the second period. It's a 2-goal lead for Mimico. 7-5. Thompson looking up top. That one tipped off the stick of Grimes. Played back down low for French again. French working into the corner. He'll play it from the boards. Big collision Back where that loose ball was taken as Donville will slow things down now. Donville, Tanner Thompson in the corner. Big pick in front by Colin Grimes. French, far side, stumbling but managing to keep his feet is Justin Scott. Scott will send it down low. A couple players digging for it. No one really sure where it is as now the race is on. And Thompson had wound but couldn't uncork one before the shot clock. Big collision right at center as Joey Zabo met Nick Finley. Finley going off, looks to be all right as Garrett Eddy will set the pick here. And, oh, man, we've seen some shots here tonight as Kyle Killen on the run puts the sidearm shot into the corner. And Shanahan hardly moving. As that one made its way through. Pick there from Eddy, and watch this. Seeing eye shot. Shanahan just the late reaction, but my goodness, we've seen some snipes in this game so far. Face-off win quickly down the floor. Mimico looking for the answer again. Keaton Thompson this time. Off the crossbar and up out of play. Lakers have the ball, but it looks like Mimico will. Get possession. Fox from Eddy on the goal. As Tanner Thompson takes a couple whacks up top. Now Donville with it. Thompson fell, setting the pick, so Donville had no one to pass to. He'll take it in behind the net himself. Number of hard individual battles here. Thompson up top. A sidearm shot, a bit taken off it there by, I believe that's Torek Orban, who now comes to the bench. This one down the floor by Hutchison, right on the mark. And it'll be a bounce shot by Fox. Trying to go over the top is McConvey, though. Thomas McConvey gets there first. Oh, what a pass from Fox. Just high from the freshman coming off the bench, Carter O'Connell. Nearly part of the highlight pickup. Here's Catoni. Just outside the fan. Catoni will get it up top. Returns it to the near side for O'Connell. O'Connell up top. Reaching for it was Catoni, but Hudson's going to intercept, and Hudson's going to win the foot race. Taken down. This may be penalty shot as now O'Connell gets drilled, and then after the fact, taken down is Kieran Costello. There was an initial penalty coming to Peterborough. Still haven't sorted that out, as it'll be a trip. Mimico bench thinks there's a penalty shot coming, but that signal hasn't been made as Costello will come off, as will Carter O'Connell. That last goal is a thing of beauty. Look at the pick in front from O'Connell as Killen over the top finds the corner. And there's the initial penalty to Killen, is a trip. And then we've got offsetting minors for this little exchange. So Kieran Costello in for Mimico. Didn't catch the second number for Peterborough, but we are 4-on-3 in favor of Mimico. Just their third power play of the game now as they lead 7-6 in the second half of the second period. Thompson into the corner. He has Donville up top. Jonathan Donville finds the corner. And that will be the hat trick for Donville, and it comes on the power play. Starts in the corner up top, and Donville, there's nothing to shoot at there as he finds the corner over the shoulder of Hutchinson. They sort out the penalties in the box as O'Connell will be released. And the snipe show continues here at the Peterborough Memorial Center. Bit of everything on these goals. A few that have trickled through the goaltenders, one per side. We've seen some howitzers of shots that have just found spots to go in, and a couple beauties. Over the shoulder. Oh, that's a hard shot taken off the foot. Now hobbling in sprint is the Mimico forward, Keaton Thompson, who's 1 foot hopping down the bench to get at the trainer, who's already paying attention to a player. Looks like he's getting the hand wrapped. Alex Simons already getting attention, and Keaton Thompson had to get past him. Looks like Simons getting ready to return as Torek Orban takes a shot from the wrong side. So they started with 18 and could have some players going down here now on the Mimico side. In behind the play, Taguri got taken down, and I believe the Peterborough player is going to get a penalty for it. As in behind all that, Jonathan Donville took the shot. Keaton Thompson does return to the bench, or pardon me, Alex Simons, after getting taped up. Thompson went straight down the tunnel. This is Tanner Thompson, though, as we're back to 4-on-3 after the interference penalty. Thompson now in the corner. 15 seconds left in the offsetting minors. And quick stick, and they score. Hutchison just can't get to his left in time. Looked like he made that save, but it is Mimico making it 9-6. And it looks like Justin Scott's going to get his second of the game here, as Tanner Thompson continues to put up points. Just 2 power play goals now for Mimico, 2 for 4. Well, they have a shorthanded goal and a 4-on-4 goal as well. Hutchison getting taped up on the far side. You can see him there at the top of your screen. Looks like everything's to his liking. So he'll return. Devlin Shanahan did not leave his crease on that most recent timeout. And we've got 8:10 left to play in the second period. A 3-goal lead now for Mimico, 9-6. Swim move from Subak. He's leading the charge. Has Taguri with him. Takes the shot himself into the feet of Hutchison as the penalty box is open. And we're back to 5-on-5 with just under 8 minutes left in the second period. Eddie straight through the seam and all the way to the net. Shanahan went down, but the ball remained in between his legs in front. As now they'll go for Cormier. Not for Justin Scott. Far side, Cormier dancing around with it. Colin Grimes with a pick in front of him. Takes a shot hard off the backboards. And it bounces straight to a Peterborough player who will bring it up the floor. Collision in behind the play, right in front of the official. Nothing more coming of that as Curtis Conley will head off. From the half board, stepping in. That shot hit something on the way, but Shanahan still able to make the save off the chest protector. Mimico up the floor, making changes. Donville into the corner. Donville with it now is Badwer, who got everything started in that first period. Works towards the crease, and Hutchison will go down and make the save. Mimico inching away at this point. It was back and forth throughout most of the first and the start of this second period. But a couple goals now as Katoni sets the pick, rolls off it looking for the pass in front. Carter O'Connell there. Big collision in the corner as Subak and his man met. They're having words as they work towards the crease. Looks like Subak and Katoni. Subak posturing up. Katoni to the crease, and a big pile up as Subak and Katoni get up, hanging on to each other. And now over to say hi, Kyle Killen. As lost in all that was Kieran Costello coming in to lay the big hit that never developed. Under 6 to play in the second as Tanner Thompson comes to the outside. Pushed wide of the fan as the cutter there was Torek Orban. They couldn't connect. On the carpet there for Justin Scott. Oh, he's just trying to beat the shot clock there, it looks like, but he's going to come away with his hat trick. As Mimico hits double digits here. Tanner Thompson getting some instruction from Steve Cole on the bench, but the shot clock ticks down. This is going to go in with 3 on the clock. And another one that's just over the left shoulder there of Hutchison, who is slowly on his way to the bench. Not sure if we're getting a goalie switch. And it looks like it will be Brett Lafont coming in favor of Drew Hutchinson. So Lafont comes in after Hutchinson gives up 10 with 5.5 left in the second period. 5:41 the exact time of the change. And blasting through the pick there is the Mimico player. It's going to be interference as Riley Morgan was blown up by Joey Zabo, I believe. Katoni taking top spot. They do have the extra attacker on, as this one's going to elude the Mimico goaltender as Zabo goes off for interference, and guess what? Mimico doesn't like it. Brett Lafont looking for his first win of the season, giving up those 29 goals through 3 games. A bit of an inflated goals against average so far. As the Lakers have it up top, here's Katoni. Big rip there off the backboards by Killen. Bounce right to him, though, as the swinging slash knocks the stick out of the hands of the defender on his way to the bench. That one goes helicoptering off towards the boards as Donville will now retreat. Donville to the boards, gets it back. Shot clock off here for Mimico. Minute 25 left in the period. This is a bigger floor, the OHL ice surface at the Peterborough Memorial Center, so a lot of room to run around with for teams that kill penalties here in the building. Of course, that's compared to some of these smaller barns that we get to see as we tour the OLA. Penalty time down to 1 minute as Peterborough does pick it out from the corner. Oh, heads up Brett Colombe as that one sailed towards his head. Colombe with the count down in the corner. It sounds like they're down to 5 seconds as they try and get it in front. A bouncer from Fox as they returned it from behind the net. And Shanahan going down low to make the save. Quickly down for Donville, a low shot. And I believe that's the first real test for Lafont coming in relief. 20 seconds left in the power play as Peterborough's going to set up. If you missed it in our first intermission, myself and Dean McLeod at the start of the season talking about the plans for the season in terms of broadcast and the OLA as Holden Katoni sends one off the crossbar. Taguri on the rebound, and he's going to get a bouncer through. Josh Taguri, the breakaway goal. Second shorthanded marker of the game. We showed you the Peterborough power play stats. On their first power play, 6 shorthanded goals allowed coming into the game. They've now given up 2 more here as Taguri gets a step on Fox and a 5-hole shot through the legs of Lafont. This one in the corner. Peterborough bench calling for back in. And I'm not sure I can disagree with that. Andrew Ecclestone did, though, and it will be Mimico ball headed down the floor. They lead by 5. 11-6, putting a run together here faking the initial shot and then taking one by Colin Grimes. And it's official now. Momentum clearly on the side of this Mountaineers club. And is Hutchinson coming back? Yes, he is. So Subak and James Guest on the assist, the first points of the season for James Guest. Third assist now for Subak as we give offensive defenders some love. This pass from the near side, Holden Gattoni gets taken down there by Matthew Sykes. Looked like Sykes was going to end up with a breakaway. Torek Orban and Hudson now being announced as assists on the 12th Mimico goal as they double up Peterborough here. This one looking to the near side. Here for Alex Simons. He finds Tanner Thompson, who shoots wide. Off the boards for French. Facing the double team. Peterborough's going to posture up. And they will win it. The night for Hutchinson, 8 seconds shy of 3 minutes. So 2:52. Played for Brett LaFont in relief of Hutchinson, who has now returned to the net. Subak getting his stick in the way of that, picked up by Warren Jeffrey. Subak all alone fakes the shot, goes for Donville, and he'll score. His fourth of the game. This is all Mountaineers here, and we may be getting close to the timeout as the Lakers have tried everything. 4 so far for Jonathan Donville. The night continues to be a big one for Tanner Thompson as well. They are the offensive leaders in the game as Mimico player taken down there. Looked like it could have been a case for minor interference against Jordan Trottier. Trottier will stay up on offense here. That's a weak shot from Jake Fox that goes wide. Rebound straight to Nick Finley, though, as we hit the final minute of period number 2. Being told it is 8-5, the Brampton Excelsiors over the Oakville Rock. They are 4 minutes away from the second intermission. As our next live broadcast will be in Major Series coming up on Sunday. Another one from the Cobourg Community Center. Six Nation Chiefs will be in for that one. Here's Donville coming in again after taking the pass from Thompson, and Lakers can kill the period here. 22 seconds. Hutchinson not getting the call yet. No timeout either, as it's now a 7-goal lead for Mimico, looking to take it that way into the period. Eddie spinning around in the far side. It was Warren Jeffrey was on him. Jeffrey spies his man again, gets a bit of the shot, but it does find its way through to Shanahan. In that first period, Shanahan had trouble settling in, but looks like he's found his footing, as has the offense for Mimico as they tear it up here in the second period. They lead by 7 heading into the rooms, 13-6 in favor of the visitors. It's got to be a huge third here for the Peterborough Lakers on their home turf. Yes, turf. Well, folks, if you did miss it, always a pleasure to speak with Junior A Commissioner Dean McLeod. It is a 7-goal lead for Mimico in Peterborough. We have that interview for you once again. As we said, a big lead for Mimico here as the third period comes your way next. This is JVI Sports Network season-long coverage of the Ontario Lacrosse Association's Junior Loop. We'll take a brief timeout and be back to Peterborough with more action. Hello, everyone. Matthew Carrick here in the press box of the Brampton Memorial Arena in Brampton, Ontario, joined by a very special guest, the Commissioner of Junior A Lacrosse for the Ontario Lacrosse Association, Dean McLeod. Dean, a great night ahead of us here behind us. The carpet's down here at Memorial Arena as the Brampton Excelsiors are going to face the Six Nations Arrows. Let's talk about the change on the floor first. I think it looks beautiful.
Well, first of all, Matt, thanks for having me. And regarding the carpet, yes, it does look great. It was over at the Powerade Center in storage for 3 years. It was basically wasting over there. I got the idea, talking to a couple of the councillors, to bring it over here. I met with some city fathers high up in the city, 3 gentlemen, and we went from there. Basically, I got to give a shout out to the city of Brampton, both councillors, the mayor, the staff that I met with. They brought it over. They saw the value of having it here, how it enhances the games, and the most important thing in my view is when we host the Mimico Cup here in September. There's going to be August. I'm sorry. There's going to be absolutely no chance of having any wet floors now, and this arena is notorious for get a rainstorm, get the humidity. You wouldn't be playing lacrosse in here. But the most important part to me is the youngsters, like 5, 6, 7, right from 4 or 5 years old, right up to 40 years old seniors are going to be able to play on here where they didn't have that opportunity over at the Powerade Center.
Well, I was going to say, we've already seen a few Junior B games behind us. The majors are going to be in here as well. Such an iconic building, I think, when you talk Brampton lacrosse as well. There was really no question this is where the Mimico Cup was going to be should Brampton host it.
Well, that's true. It's a matter of cost. The cost of this building compared to the Powerade Center, and it's like night and day. I'm not going to name figures, but it's enormous. And the city of Brampton very graciously stepped up and gave us a generous contribution of $65,000 to go towards the hosting of the Mimico Cup. And myself personally, I'm just very, very thrilled being the commissioner of the league and being a fellow that was born about 10 doors south of here. I watched them build this building as a 4 or 5 year old in 1950. I played all my hockey, minor hockey, junior hockey, lacrosse in here, and it is one of the most iconic, along with New Westminster, Salmon Belly's Queen's Park Arena, historic arenas in Canada. And to bring the Mimico Cup back here to be played in 2017, to me is an enormous.
Yeah, I grew up in Brampton as well. I know what this building means to this community, lacrosse community. It's great to be in here. The carpet looks fantastic. We got to work on air conditioning, though. I know you got some friends now in City Council, but our thanks to the city of Brampton. 2 great teams here tonight in Brampton and Six Nations. They've been near the top. We know what Orangeville's done. I've seen Burlington a couple times this year. They look fantastic. Mimico made a great run last year. Just seems top to bottom, this league is just getting better and better.
There's a lot of parity now, and these 2 teams right here with the Mimico Cup, Brampton isn't an automatic entry. The 2 teams that play in our Ontario finals will be the Mimico Cup participants from Ontario, and there's 5 or 6 teams that you've just named. Every one of them's got a chance.
And probably more than that. They were just the top of my head, but we still haven't even seen what everybody has, right?
Yes, well, certainly to have the inaugural game. I know the Junior B's played in here last night, but to have the inaugural Junior A game in here with the Six Nations Arrows and 2 of the top teams, basically 2 of the top 4 teams, it's going to be a great game. And I think the fans of Ontario watching Junior A lacrosse, we had a great season last year, and I believe this year there should be more parity. You named 2 teams, Mimico and St. Catharines. They're young, they're on their way up. I haven't seen Mimico play. I haven't seen St. Catharines. Toronto Beaches, I saw them. They lost by 1 goal to Six Nations. Right. Now, and I'm fully aware that there's kids missing at this time of year. I'm sure that these 2 teams tonight have 4 or 5 kids still in school, but by the time the 1st of June comes back, the teams will all be at full strength. And any Friday night you come in here, go into the Nations or up to Orangeville, Whitby, I was down seeing them. They were down 6-1 to St. Catharines. They came back and won at 9-8. So just a great game, and we're in for a good season of Junior A lacrosse.
Yeah, and there is great lacrosse all across the province. We just happen to be here tonight. Junior B, Junior C as well. Get out there and support your local club. But another way you can do that this year, the JVI Sports Network partnering with the OLA. We're still kind of working out some of the details roughly, but hoping for, I guess, a game of the week so you, the fans at home, can be part of this as well.
Yes, well, Matt, Gary's down at the beach tonight. Whitby's in there. The Whitby general manager and the Beach's general managers are sitting down with Gary. We have a schedule. There's probably going to be about 14 or 15 league games on. That will equate to probably 2 games a week. It's going to be free. There's only going to be one that's going to be delayed. That's in Six Nations. Getting into the playoffs, there'll be a couple games a week in the quarterfinals, semifinals. We get into the finals. They'll all be, they're going to be pay-per-view then. All of the Ontario finals and, of course, all of the Middle Cup will be pay-per-view that give the exposure to the Albertans and the British Columbians, and a lot of people in the Northeast United States, too, do pick up the games. So we're thrilled to be able to finally get some of our games webcast, and why we're putting it on free is just to build up a fan base, and when the important games come along in the playoffs, then it's going to be pay-per-view.
All right. I guess that's it for Dean McLeod. We got a game to watch here behind us. It is Six Nations. It is Brampton Excelsiors. Dean, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations for everything you've done here in Brampton for this building and for bringing the Minto Cup back to Brampton as well.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Matt. It's my pleasure anytime.
Our thanks to the commissioner of the Junior A Lacrosse League here in the OLA. That was Dean McLeod, an interview that you can catch anytime on our YouTube channel. Visit youtube.com/JVI Sports Network for that interview, as well as the game between Six Nations and Brampton that was about to happen in the background there. We've also seen Whitby in Burlington. We've seen Burlington and Brampton as recently as this past weekend. All of those teams on screen, actually, we've now seen. Orangeville and Six Nations is up there as well. You can see how tight this is, 1 through actually 7, as I believe we're going to change the screen here momentarily, separated by 4 points. You can see how early it is in the season, though. With 9 games, I mean, some of these teams are closing in on the halfway point of their season. It seems like it's early, but maybe it's not early. Brampton just hanging on to that last playoff spot were it to finish here tonight up with 3 wins. Peterborough and KW sit at the bottom, just outside with their first, just hanging on to 1 win on the season. This is a season-long partnership between the JVI Sports Network and the Ontario Junior A Lacrosse League here in Ontario, and we are very proud and happy to be bringing you games from across the province all season long, available on YouTube. If you'd like to be a part of it in terms of sponsorship, please visit jvisportsnetwork.com and click the contact page. Get in touch with either Ryan or Gary to be part of this all season long, as this league goes all the way back to Brampton for the Minto Cup coming your way in August. Mimico controls the opening face-off, and what a monster period for them in that second frame as they now lead 13-6. Back and forth to that point, but Mimico just able to pull away a little bit. We've seen both goaltenders for Peterborough. Brett Lafont lasting 2 minutes and 52 seconds as they're very late in the shot clock here, Mimico. Tanner Thompson making a desperate effort for it, but it rolls loose into the corner. And now Peterborough down the far side. Starting up top, it's in the corner for Garrett Eddy. Back to the shooter spot, finding the cutter was Eddy, and it just going to roll wide off to the boards. Eddy again takes the shot, and then he got drilled there by Keaton Thompson, who is back on the floor. We saw him go off after taking that shot in the foot late in the second period. This one will be pushed up the floor. Peyton Cormier with it. Cormier for Torek Orban. In the corner, on the crease, faking a couple times, and now still keeping is Alex Simons. He also got attention in that second period as now Colin Grimes gets it. Grimes takes a whack, heads toward the net, but the ball was chopped out of his hand, and we're going to get a holding penalty here from the trail officials, so Mimico will retain possession. A minute and a half into the the third period here in Peterborough. Bit of confusion on who was going to take it, but it is going to be Ben French getting the first touch here. We sat 5-4 in that first period, and then 8-2 for Mimico coming out of period number 2. As we said, to make it 13-6 where we are right now. Tanner Thompson trying to find this rebound. The final 6 goals of the period were scored by Mimico in that second frame, and it was all through the second half as Jonathan Donville got it started with 10:03 left on the clock. Power play setting up again. Minute 10 left in it as Ben French now takes top spot. French off to his left. Number of big whacks there as Mitch Ogilvie goes in on the ball carrier. Hutchinson down to meet the shot and come away with another save. And that gets the clappers out here for the Peterborough fans. .40 seconds left in the Mimico power play. Closing in on 17 remaining here in the third. As they continue to work the horn. Up top is French. He'll collide in the middle now. Justin Scott sitting on 2 goals by our count. Official check, he does have the hat trick. As Shanahan hangs on, but that one rolls just wide. He froze in the crease and very close to rolling outside of the white line. This will be picked up by Justin Scott. Scott into the corner. We're back to even strength as Brad Lyons returns to the floor after his holding penalty. Up top for Peyton Cormier. It's off his stick, off the glass, and also unable to pick up was Justin Scott. So the Lakers have it back. Shanahan gets that one in the face mask, and they're going to hold on here. As he's going to take a bit of a walk, and the trainer going out. He says he's okay. And now Don McDonald is going to give him the water. Thought there may have been a mask issue there. Hutchison stays in his net. Shanahan probably just needing a bit of a walk. Set off the top. He has been pretty good when called upon. It looked the way last year played out that this would be Riley Hutchcraft's season, but Devlin Shanahan making it a tough decision as the sidearm shot from Jake Fox gets caught up in his equipment now. And then the second one after that shot is always the hardest for a goaltender to stop. The next time we'll see the Mountaineers will be June the 17th in Orangeville. It will be Alumni Day with the Orangeville Northmen. Again, June 17th. Mark your calendars, and that is a 7 p.m. start on June the 17th. And our next broadcast, that is live from the Junior A circuit, comes your way June the 13th from the Iroquois Sports Complex in Whitby. Peyton Cormier with the shot. Now picked up again, and we'll get a crease violation. June the 13th from Whitby, Brampton Excelsiors, Whitby Warriors at 8 p.m. Again, that on June the 13th. Those are our next two live Junior A games. Here's Eddie getting it back, and a moving screen called there against Kyle Killen. And, of course, this Sunday, Six Nation Chiefs and Coburg Kodiaks in Major Series lacrosse action. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/JVI Sports Network. Subscription there will give you a notification every time we go live with a game or post one of our tape delay broadcasts as well. A number of those you can get caught up on. As Peterborough takes it down the far side. 5 minutes gone, almost 6 now in the third period. As Mimico continues to lead by 7. Eddie over the top, adjusts the shot. Looked like that one was going to go way wide. But the little twist right at the end. As Shanahan gets his stick on it. Mimico down the far side. Ducking underneath was, McConvey. For French, getting back for Justin Scott now. His shot, Hutchison makes the save on, and a big whack here from Jordan Trottier. Releases, Peterborough. Seen one go in like that already in behind Shanahan, but it just rolls towards the line, but reaching over pretty nonchalantly with the glove. Devlin able to keep it out. Justin Scott. Pretty good night offensively for him with 3 goals, as we said, 1 on the power play. As Mimico will set up behind the net now. Another shot here from Scott off the backboards. Straight to a Lakers player. And they'll get Tate Catoni. Of course, Holden playing with the Peterborough Major Lakers, who play here every Thursday night if you're in the Peterborough area. Hudson for Mimico now. Peyton Cormier send it to the far side. The return pass back up top. Looking here for Alex Simons. And the shot from French. That looked like it was going to be a bouncer, and Hutchison bit on the big fake. And French ends up putting it high. Nice adjustment by him mid-shot. And you can now make it 14-6. I believe Peyton Cormier is going to pick up another assist here. Face-off win for Peterborough. Riley Morgan. With that, good to see Mark Farthing on the bench for the Peterborough Lakers this year. One of the assistant coaches, of course.
Assistant number 19, Alex Simons.
He's been one of the hardest workers in the OLA in Major Series lacrosse. One of very few Peterborough Major Lakers, as Shanahan makes another save, who does not play in the NLL. Finally got his call last year to suit up for a very injury-depleted Toronto Rock team, and suffered a devastating knee injury near the end of his first ever NLL game. So had a chance to talk to him beforehand. Mark Farthing said he's doing great in his recovery. Wouldn't say whether or not he'll be back for more action in Major Series yet this season, but definitely good to see him nearly fully recovered from that knee injury. In the corner, Hudson. A big whack there. The Brampton Excelsiors continue to lead on the Oakville Rock on our out-of-town scoreboard, which again is a segment still looking for a sponsor. Here's Holden Catoni taking the shot in on Devlin Shanahan. 8-6 now, Excelsiors over the Rock, as Fox gets tied up here with Matthew Sykes in behind. Fox is already getting a penalty as Devlin Shanahan heads off the arm of the official high. Here's Hudson. Will give for Peyton Cormier. Donville is the extra attacker. Jonathan Donville over the top. Hudson will come on now as they make another bit of a change. Yeah, as the shot went into the body of Parker Sands. It'll be a roughing call against Fox. As another Mimico connection over on the bench of Peterborough, Jackson Gare.
Peterborough penalty to number 15, Jake Fox. 2 minutes.
Who I believe his grandfather is a member of the Ontario Lacrosse Hall of Fame, and a couple banners of his family hang in the Mimico Memorial Arena. Also one of the assistant coaches for Peterborough this year, along with Mark Farthing and Ken Watson, the head coach. Mimico hanging on here. Minute and a half left in their power play. Looks like they're just going to run out the shot clocks now as we pass the halfway mark of the third period. They do lead 14-6 after an 8-2 second period for the Mountaineers. Tipped pass here. It's going to be intercepted, and heading down the floor, Parker Sands takes the shot. And every time that it seems like the Lakers have had momentum or they were going to get some form of shift during that 8-2 run, Devlin Shanahan's been there to shut the door. Game for him definitely did not start that way, though, as there were some shaky moments in that crease. But Shanahan coming up big again, this time on the breakaway. Shot from Donville over the top. Hutchison makes the save, and Mimico can pretty much run out the rest of the power play as there's 30 seconds left in it. 7-second difference between that and the shot clock right now, as we pass 9 minutes remaining in the third. French setting the pick for Thompson. Pardon me, that's Donville on the far side, who takes the hard rip into the stomach of Hutchinson. Shanahan readies himself again as the Lakers touch up. Fox will stay on the floor as this penalty expires and the shot clock begins to run. Jake Fox to the half boards. Far side, Katoni. Tate Katoni has a cutter, and it's off the stick. They're tipped high by Garrett Eddy. And Mimico able to retrieve, and they'll head up the floor. No sense of urgency at all for this Mimico squad right now, as they've extended their lead to 8 points. As Torek Orban puts it in the corner. Couple dance steps around here for Justin Scott, who finds coverage, takes a sidearm shot, and make it 9. The lead now as Scott scores his 4th. Came into the game with 5 on the season through 6 games. This his 7th now, and nearly matching his season total here in this one contest. He's worked around, dragged back. He takes a big whack, and there's not a lot of room to shoot through. That should be Peyton Cormier from Torek Orban. Based on our second look, of course, the officials don't have that benefit. But we'll wait official confirmation. Here's Eddy in front for Fox. Shot rolling into the corner for Trevor Kennedy.
Justin Scott, assistant number 42, Adrian Torek Orban, and the number 77, Colin Grimes.
Torek Orban and Colin Grimes. The official call as Hudson will put it into the corner after that one went out of play off a Mimico player. There's Eddy with it now. Nearing final 7 minutes of the period. Katoni dancing around. Last week's Junior A game of the week as Katoni gets taken out of the play. 10 on the shot clock. It's going to roll away from Eddy. Was from the Brampton Memorial Arena on Friday. The Burlington Chiefs and the Brampton Excelsiors in what was an absolute war, especially after their first meeting of the season, which is also available on the YouTube channel. Those two teams went at each other hard now twice this season, and the final time that they'll meet pending the playoffs. Hutchinson down floor. He's been doing that to perfection so far this evening, this time connecting with Brad Lyons, who can't get it past Shanahan. Donville in the corner. Mimico stretching the floor now. And really slowing things down as they look to head home with another win. Always seem to play in really tight games. A couple tight matchups against the Toronto Beaches so far this year. A 1-goal victory in their opener. Second year in a row they've opened their season with a win against the Orangeville Northmen for the Mountaineers. As this pass picked off and dancing around Jake Fox is Colin Grimes, but looks like he's going to slow it down. As the pass goes back up top for Keaton Thompson. Near side here, Justin Scott. We appreciate everybody tuning in live on YouTube this evening. We understand we're going up against the Stanley Cup Finals, but we do appreciate all of you tuning in to live coverage of the Ontario Junior A Lacrosse League here on JVI Sports Network. We hope you'll be with us the entire length of the way, including June the 13th and 17th and the 30th as well, to round out our Game of the Week, official Game of the Week schedule, live on the JVI Sports Network. Hudson down the floor, all by himself. That shot's going to go wide. Rebound picked up, though, and a one-hand shot made there by Thomas McConvey as he was being hit. (15-6) now, a couple chops and whacks, and it looks like we may get something. Officials are going to let them go if they want to, but not sure if Keaton Thompson lost his footing there or what happened. He's checking the, looks like he may be cut, as the Peterborough player ejected there, and coming over Keaton Thompson with a bit of a limp. Remember, we saw him go down the tunnel earlier. And is this going to be called a scrap or not? The officials will discuss. As we'll see, watch the top of your screen how this one begins. It's Jake Fox again, as he was tied up with his man, and Fox is the one who goes down. Looked like we were about to get a scrap, and that's a weird one for Thompson. Four on four. We are sitting in the crowd here at Memorial Center. And yes, we are live, so we apologize if we may have picked up anything untowards. As the score starting to get a little bit out of hand. 5-minute major on the board on the Peterborough side, as their player has gone to the room. 2 minutes on the Mimico side, and we'll be 4 on 4 for the next 2 minutes, and we'll see if there's any more shenanigans coming out of this one. Ben French just postures up, and that'll make it a 10-goal lead, as French will now score 4 on 4. So it looks like Mimico will be taking this one. I believe we can count it now. Here's French taking a shot past Hutchinson. And that will actually catapult them above the Toronto Beaches, who sit at 9 points with that tie earlier in the season against Whitby. They'll finish in third behind Six Nations and Whitby. finish the night rather, and leave the 4-win logjam that consists of Beaches, Orangeville, Burlington, and St. Catharines. It'll bump them ahead of that pack with their 5th win of the season. Peterborough still back there with Kitchener now with just 1 win through 8. And it doesn't get any easier as they head to the ILA on Sunday. Oh, somehow that went in. Alex Simons. And that'll send even more people to the exits here as Alex Simons puts one in. Peterborough Lakers playing here on a Monday night. We'll head to Orangeville tomorrow and then the ILA on Sunday to round out their week. And then following that in Kitchener on Tuesday, June the 13th. Again, our crew will be in Whitby for that one. A big tie up on the far side. Bodies go flying as there's a big chop and now a punch. Looked like thrown by Kyle Killen on the near side, and Killen's going to go off. Sent to the room, 3:05 left. As getting out of the way, big grin. Big grin under the face mask of Matthew Sykes here. 11-goal lead, and it will be a rough. Another 5-minute major as we're still 4-on-3, 40 seconds away from going 5-on-3 for Mimico and just majors on the board. 30 seconds left. So Peterborough does go to Six Nations, but with 1 win on the season, you remember back earlier on, that 1 win came against Six Nations, although in this building. And it seems to be that the Arrows are finding their players back from NCAA commitments. Penalty box door opens and we go 5-on-3 here for Mimico. Again, just majors on the board with no goals taken off them. As down the floor, McConvey dances around and bench applauds the breakaway save made by Hutchinson. Over the shoulder shot from Eddie. We've seen a few of those go in. Not this one though, as Mimico has a couple games this week. In Barrie on Friday, June the 9th, and then at home to face Whitby on the 10th before they get an entire week off before we see them live in Orangeville again, that coming up on June the 17th. Ball kept high here by Mimico as Grimes was playing catch there with Scott. Scott will get it back as we close in on the final minute here. A big victory for Mimico as that runs the streak now to 3 after dropping leg number 1 of the Crombie Cup to the Beaches 8-6. Prior to that, they had defeated the Peterborough Lakers 11-5 at home and Burlington 9-8 in a very close affair. Originally said earlier they defeated Orangeville for the second straight year. It was 7-6 in favor of the Northmen. This one a bounce shot that's just going to sneak under the arm of Shanahan, so 1 for the road. 38.9 brings the school bells, the Selly music, and the hand clappers out. Far side shot. This one has lulled a lot of people to sleep, and maybe Devlin Shanahan there as well down the stretch, as Carter O'Connell gets one back here for Peterborough. 32, now 30 seconds left in the period. Mimico can't quite run the entire clock out here, but they'll take it as far as they can. It should be 4 seconds left, but the Mountaineers will defeat the Lakers big here, and they'll play Barrie later this week, as we'll get a penalty before this one's all said and done. They'll just let things run down, but Barrie, with just 2 wins on the season with 4 points, is next up for Mimico. So before the end of the week, I mean, they could be tied in first with Six Nations. Whitby and Toronto, again, right up there as well. The standings an entire logjam, as it probably will be all season long. It culminates with the Minto Cup in Brampton at the Brampton Memorial Arena in August. 17-7 is your final score from the Peterborough Memorial Center. Mimico Mountaineers win big. Our director tonight's been Alex Frazo. Our producer, Gary Morrison. On behalf of them and our JVI Sports Network crew, we thank you, the viewers, and the OLA for their support this season. I'm Matthew Carrick. Ladies and gentlemen, we will talk to you next time.